All right, and welcome to Old Chums Geek Chat. On this special episode, I'm, of course, Jay, and joining me today, I have a special guest. It's the maestro of Mighty Marvel Mix, the true Sorcerer Supreme himself, Paul Shearman.
Too kind. And that is the best introduction of anything. I don't get that from my co-hosts on the Marvel Mix. So that is, thank you, Jay. That's a great introduction. I'm keeping this for posterity. I'm absolutely saving this.
Good. So,
how you doing?
Yeah, I'm great. I mean, we talk all the time on Instagram. Whenever a new figure comes out, we always like to start messaging each other. So we just thought, you know what? Why don't we just get online and talk about toys and do a toy Perfect. Talk episode. That's why we've done a special one, because I haven't really recorded anything in ages. So here we are. Now, I collect G.I. Joe classified series, I collect Star Wars The Black series, and then I've gradually got dragged into collecting Marvel Legends accidentally. So you collect Marvel Legends,
who's
right?
the catalyst for that? I do. Yeah,
I don't know. But you collect Marvel Legends solely, right? Is that correct?
Mainly, yeah. I've got a few, and you probably see them a little show and tell. I've got a few of the Diamond Select figures, which are basically 7-inch sets. Obviously, Marvel Legends 6-inch sets. So I've got a few of the Diamond Select, and I've picked some of those ones up. I've got to be honest. One, because they quite suited as anyone who has seen them, or if you haven't seen them, I do as well as a podcast on Marvel, I do a YouTube show as well. And predominantly, the point of doing a YouTube show is exactly what we're doing here, Jay, isn't it? It's to show stuff. You're looking at it, so it works really well for me with my sort of collection of sessions.
By the way, I did enjoy the shout out the other week, so thank you for that.
Well, you are definitely further down the line with me. I'm a bit lazy with doing poses for the figures, and it's something and if anyone's seen my videos on my channel, they're mainly like they are now. They're mainly just sort of stood up. A couple of them are an absolute pain to pose. So like I don't know if you see there, I've got the Galactus builder figure.
Yeah.
So that is strategically leaning, because it's got a slight left incline to it. So it's just, it just stands. The Silver Surfer.
Bit sticky tack.
Little bit sticky tack. Yeah. I mean, I've just got a lot of bases coming on order. We've just got the little foot marker, so I can obviously just have a helping post. And somebody has got blue tack strategically hidden away under the foot. But the Diamond Select, I started getting those, a few of those ones, because there's some particular ones that I really wanted. But predominantly, absolute Marvel Legends is the predominant one.
Well, the Diamond Select, I think, if you say had a character like Juggernaut or someone like that, I think they're a little bit better to go with the Marvel Legends, because like the big characters is comic book big now, you know what I mean?
100%. Can you see if the Juggernaut is appearing on the screen here?
I think I can just see his arm.
So we've got the Colossus, which is a Diamond Select, and then we've got the Juggernaut here.
Look at that,
which is unbelievable, and it is infinite. It is infinitely superior to the Marvel Legends version, which. Really, if you take the Juggernaut and if you take the Thanos here, which again is a Diamond Select version.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because of these characters anyway, they fit the because they're obviously bigger than 7-inch, but they are the 7-inch Diamond Select set. They fit better. I'm just stand that back up a minute. They fit a lot better with the other characters. Colossus is a tall character. Juggernaut is a huge character. Thanos is a huge character.
Yeah.
So I think you can get away with the Diamond Select Thanos or Juggernaut.
Yeah.
When you mix them in with the Marvel Legends character, the Hulk here, the 80th anniversary Hulk, the Grey Hulk here, that is a Marvel Legends.
Right.
Which I wasn't going to unbox, but over the years, the box has gradually sort of come away. So I've kept the cardboard, so taking out the set. But those two, obviously, to pose those together wouldn't go right, you know.
Right. Have you got have you ordered the most recent Marvel Legends Thanos? He's the comic book accurate one.
I haven't yet, and it's purely because I've got. It's amazing. What it's got is it's got the Infinity Gauntlet face, the beard, the old King.
Yeah.
And do you know what I'm looking at going?
And it's gone down in price on Star Action figures.
I know. It has. So you're dragging me to the dark side.
Okay, let me give you something else then. I don't know if you have it, but I'm very tempted. I'm just waiting for the end of the month to get some money. But so they've got a little sale on at the moment, a blowout sale, and they've got that Ant-Man, Giant Man.
I've got it on order. It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, okay.
I made the mistake. It's $14.95.
Yeah.
I ordered it last week, and I made the mistake of, this is Star Action Figures, who are awesome, by the way. I've got to give a full credit. They're the best, definitely the best that we've got access to in the UK. But I ordered it in the same order as my Firestar pre-order.
Okay.
And what I forgot now is they are packaging baskets together. So
okay, yeah.
So I won't get it until next month when the Firestar pre-order hits.
Well, at least that's better than what I do. Is I order something and then I go, yeah, I want to order that. No, I'll do it another time. And then about an hour later, I go, shit, I need to order it, and I go on, and then I just pay postage on like multiple packages.
Yeah, that is exactly it. I mean, like I've got I've got 4 of the House of X wave coming. So I've got the Magneto, the Wolverine, the Cyclops, and the Professor X. No, sorry, and the Jean Grey, the Marvel Girl, coming out of that.
I want that Cyclops.
7. It's so good.
Oh,
it's so good. It's so good. I've got the X Factor Cyclops. There we go. Quickly into my box of tricks. I've got the X Factor Cyclops here from the 80th anniversary one. So I ordered those together because they're one wave. So as you say, it's £3 postage as opposed to £3 every single time.
Yeah.
But I did suddenly. I think where's my Giant Man? But it's going to be on that set. And I ordered last night, which I couldn't believe was back in stock. The retro Green Goblin from the Spiderman wave.
Oh, I'm going to show you something.
And I looked. Okay, go on. Yeah. So I was amazed it was back in stock because it's been, Star Action Figure, for those who know on the site, if there's no add to basket underneath it, they don't have it in stock. And I saw the price and I was about to gloss by and I was like, hold on, that says add to basket. I was like, got to do it. Is that right? So I did, and I got it. So that's on the way as well. So that's
I want another retro Spider-Man and another Doctor Doom because I can't bring myself to open the box.
Oh, you mean this one?
Yeah, I have that. I have it.
Yeah.
But I have it just like that in the white box. Yeah. Though. I've got the white outer box and in that, right? That's it. Yeah.
So I ordered
want a second
2.
One. Yeah.
Yeah. I ordered 2 when it was first released for exactly that reason. So one to come out and one to keep. And again,
the retro Spider-Man,
Yeah. I missed it though. I didn't get the retro Spider-Man at all.
So I have
completely missed it.
And I'm just hoping that Hasbro just release a standard box version like that, or we talked about this recently. Everyone that's opened that one says it's the best version. So surely any Spider-Man from now on should be that version. Like,
agree.
From a mold point of view of how it moves and all that
exactly
kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
And we know there's going to be at least another 100 Spider-Man released over the years, right?
Well, we got a movie at the end of the year, which we know is coming. So you're going to get at least however many 5 costumes he wears in that, because he always wear different costumes. Yeah. And then if they don't take the opportunity to reissue the retro wave there, then I think they're missing a huge commercial opportunity. Because you're on the same, you follow the same sites I do in terms of these collectibles and that sort of. We are not the only people talking about not being able to get hold of that figure.
I wish that I'd bought the Pizza Spider-Man. Did you buy that one?
Yeah, that was and I looked at that again on the site. That was out of stock yesterday.
Of course it is.
As well, which to be expected. I got 2 Mysterios out of that wave. And again, one is boxed and one is here somewhere in my little box of tricks on the floor here, which is a great figure. Green Goblin on the way now, and I think I will unbox that because I want to obviously put that out and work with those. So let me ask you, with those boxes, because I'm so again. So this Doctor Doom, the vintage one, you get it on the cardboard. It's great art. Same with the Mysterio ones. And I got the little, which again they're not great for posing or anything, but the collector set from the Hasbro PulseCon last year of the little 3.75 inch.
Oh yeah.
Figures. So there was Captain America, Black Panther, Spider-Man, Electro, and Iron Man and Cyclops. I got the little set. So I've never taken them out of the boxes, but they're only 3/4 inch, so they're not ones I'm going to sort of pose and play around with.
Yeah.
I think I prefer these cardboard flat boxes with the plastic to come off than the traditional Marvel Legends, because, well, from a space perspective, when you open them, you can keep the cardboard. What's your view on the boxes? What's your favourites?
For me, so my favourites are currently the G.I. Joe ones. I don't like the Marvel Legend ones so much. I find them a bit awkward to open. Right?
Yeah,
and sometimes you accidentally tear the corner of it. I have this problem where I can't bring myself to get rid of the boxes unless I've got multiples, and then I'm like, okay, well, I just need a couple, you know. But you know, the Black Series and the G.I. Joe ones I find just much easier to take the toy out of. The only reason I don't like the cards so much is because you have to be so careful if you don't want to get any kind of tear marks where the bubble comes off.
It's true.
You know, I wonder if there's another way of doing that from a production point of view where it can look the same but not give you that. You know,
I know you mean.
Then I would like that more.
I almost thought about whether they could at the at the bottom, if this was two bits of cardboard with the back and the front, and then it had the sellotape seal underneath. You cut the sellotape seal, you lift the whole front up, take the figure out, and then you can just remove the plastic, and then you've got a flat box again.
Because with a copied version underneath, so that it's undamaged.
Yeah,
I agree.
Because I've kept every Marvel Legends box that I've opened, I've cut the box off. I've kept the sidebar for the art and the back. Right. And if the logo on the front is good, I've kept that as well. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to montage them up and then create a backdrop with the different.
I mean, I guess the truth is, if you never intend to sell it,
for when I record my other show.
Yeah, if you never intend to sell it, you know. But I mean, so for example, with the G.I. Joe ones, I probably should do the same. What I love about those is that every box, the artwork is done by a different artist. So it looks awesome, right? And yeah, I mean, from a keeping, I don't intend to sell my Joes, you know, so from a keeping it point of view, I should probably just do what you're doing and cut it up. Now, I've just recently got into making dioramas, and one of the tips that I found online is that plastic on those boxes is great for windows. So now I'm like, maybe I should do that.
Of course, yeah. Of course, it'd be perfect. Yeah, that's really tough, durable plastic. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So here's a question then. Your Marvel Legends, what was your first one you got?
Oh, what a great question.
How long ago was that?
So the first one I got actually would have been about 5-6 years ago, and it I think it would have been it was an Avengers Age of Ultron Captain America, which is all like the tactical suit with the red across the star. And the reason I got that is because, although I haven't done it for a while, when I cosplay, I mainly cosplay two characters. One is Doctor Strange and the other is Captain America. So I've started building. So at home I've got a Lego figure of all my cosplays. So like I've got Moon Knight, a Captain America of various costumes. I've got 3. Doctor Strange, I've got moving classics. So I started getting the Lego figures, and I thought, well, I might as well do the same with whatever other types of figures are. Because obviously, why wouldn't you? Because that's the way.
That makes sense.
So I got the Captain America out an MCM, and then between sort of then and a couple of years, I only sort of really seriously got a couple that I like massively liked because they were like a character from my childhood, like Doctor Strange or that sort of thing. And then I really kicked off the collecting habit probably 2 years ago now, when I was at a lot more cons, and obviously the range of figures since then has just grown massively. You know, there's some random figures like from one issue of a comic. You know, you got the 6-armed Spiderman, which is one issue. Spider-Man issue 140, like 55 years ago. Yeah, it's a one issue B, but there's a figure for it. So there's a really sort of bizarre random figures. So I started cherry picking some figures that I thought, that's like, there's some real nostalgia ones for me. Like, again, I don't know if they appear on the screen. I've got the so with the silver Centurion Iron Man figure. That is obviously just a recent release in the last year. It's not the best figure in the world because it's based on the comic book look of the 1980s, and obviously that was impossible to wear armor that just moved like a pair of trousers, like a tracksuit. So, but that's a very nostalgic figure for me. So I started, but to be honest, in the last 18 months, I've gone from something like 20 figures to, I think it's like 160 now if you build in the Diamond Select, and now I'm really heavily into getting certain builder figures as well.
Well, luckily you're a millionaire, right? So
of course, yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Yeah.
By the way, while I remember, if you see that new Iron Man pop up online, let me know, because I'm watching and it's not. Where is it?
No, it's not there, and that's not there. And the other one that's not there was announced at the same time.
Nova.
It's completely gone. Nova, that's the one.
When are they coming out?
Desperately, yeah. They see what was weird. They were announced in the Fan Friday. Yeah, they were announced first at the start of the show, and then they announced the villains. But no, you're right. I'm. It's all I do is I live my life scanning what Marvel Legends are coming up, and then I go, and then who can tell the other one first? You're pretty spot on at that. You're pretty good straight away. Like I found this, or
we're lucky. Hopefully, we're lucky with that Deadpool, right?
Oh yes,
I really want that Deadpool.
I'm massively nervous that order's going to go pear-shaped.
Yeah,
massively nervous.
What Amazon UK did.
Time, wow, I know. I mean, that's some. Yeah, the exclusives are a real frustration for someone that collects, because Walgreen, Target. Now it seems Amazon. It's just a nightmare, because you're either you're beholden to the bloody scalpers getting in there first, which makes it impossible for everybody.
Especially over
just
here.
trying to track. Nightmare. It's just so hard. It's so frustrating. I mean, I'm probably the same as you. I'm not greedy. I'd like to get 2 figures of one to keep box, one to sort of pose and play around and put with other sets. So I'm not greedy. I think 2's reasonable.
Yeah,
for anybody, but these companies know if someone's ordering 10, they're selling them. They're selling 10.
Well, it depends. I mean, so the Target exclusives for the G.I. Joes, the Cobra Island ones, it just really pisses me off. It's like, why would you do that, Hasbro? Because it's not like you take, say, a one-off character. Let's just say out of G.I. Joes, you took Flint, right, and said, he's going to be a Target exclusive. Okay, it sucks, but I really want to try and get that one figure. But they're taking ones like Vipers that are army builders, right? And now
That's a great point,
right? So I generally like, if I've got most figures, I'll buy one. If it's someone like, say, that Doctor Doom in that box, I want to, because I want to keep one in the box and retro Spiderman.
Yeah.
But with like Troopers, I want to get a bunch, because I've got Cobra Commander and I want to have some Vipers around him or something like that. It looks cool, right? And you're making a troop builder an exclusive. What's that? They do it with the Cobra Trooper as well. Now, I know there will be another version, right? So now they've done another version called the Cobra Infantry Trooper, which is, it's the same figure pretty much, slight different colors on it. It's got a couple less guns, that kind of thing. But, I don't know what we're going to get as differences on the Viper. And I like the one that I see there. So I'm like, well, I can't buy it. And actually, that's the only G.I. Joe that I've not been able to get, because it's sold out. Bang. Within like 2 seconds, gone. Now people are starting to find them in Targets in the States a little bit. But again, scalpers are selling for hundreds and hundreds of pounds. If you're in the UK, how the hell do you get hold of these things? Star Action figures sold out of them immediately. I never even got a look in. And
that is not the type of figure you'd expect that to happen to, is it? It should clearly not be the type of figure. And that
they need to think about it more. Hasbro, they need to think about that more before they decide that that's going to be exclusive. Like, it's a troop builder. Come on, people are going to want multiples of this figure.
Yeah.
So why would they do that?
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good point.
Just going back to your early figures, because I said I'll show you something in a minute. So I've got a box here of old Marvel Legends.
Ooh, show and tell the other way.
So now this is I can't tell you what my first figure was, because years and years ago I ran into this little situation. But I walked into a shop called The Entertainer, which is a high street toy store that you get here in the UK. They're on most high streets. Nowadays, you'll find things like action figures in shops. There's very little amount, and you tend to get more of the younger age stuff. I walked into this shop. I wasn't really looking for anything specific. I just want to see what they had. And there was this bucket, a bargain bucket, right? All figures in there were £2. and all figures of Marvel Legends, right?
What?
In the Toy Biz days, right?
They did not know what they had on their hands,
No, they didn't. So here I've got Green Goblin.
Ah, look.
Yeah.
Look. Oh, my God. Look at that. Oh, geez, that's epic.
They're a bit dusty. They need a bit of a clean because these were all, and a lot of them have got a bit of blue tack on them because these were in my office and they used to sit on the shelf high up and I didn't want them to fall off. So I tacked them all on.
And it's got a stand with a glider as well.
Yeah, that one came with the glider.
Man.
I've got an older Wolverine there. That is
oh, man.
He is in a box. I need to heat these and,
you're gonna gel me out here with all these.
Right.
That's awesome.
I've got an old Daredevil. Yeah, these ones.
I've got that one. They're sitting in the boxes somewhere. Yeah,
these don't twist. They've got no twisty up here. It's just the forearm twists. A lot of these old ones, their fingers move, and they've got the flippy toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a similar one. Got a very old 2006 Hawkeye.
Hawkeye. I don't have one here.
Which amazingly came with all the arrows.
Nice.
It was loose, and the bow, which is falling in my box somewhere down there as well. But yeah, similar thing. They got the weird little odd toe at the front, which you think
great on Spiderman.
All of a sudden,
great for a Spiderman. I mean, I've got this one here. I've got the old black Spiderman. There he is. He's
just got them set up on the shelf there as well.
Fingers and toes, and he's got this is silver.
Brilliant.
On him. This one's silver.
Oh, that's a different one to I've got, yeah.
Yeah, this are the old, I think these are the old Toy Biz ones. They've got the toes and the fingers.
Yeah.
I have this
so that's about 2005, 2006.
Oh, yeah, these are about...
Oh, man, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is that the movie version? Yeah, do I?
I don't think this is a movie version. This one actually comes with a gun, right, that's magnetic. So you can magnetize things. Why does he need that?
Sure.
Could they just do it with magnets in his hands? Yeah. That would make more sense.
Just project the gun at them like a missile anyway. So absolutely.
We've got Doc Ock.
That is old school.
Yeah.
That is old school.
Doc Ock there.
That's brilliant.
And I've got the Spider-Man that goes with him, which is that Spider-Man. The reason I don't like this one so much though is because they don't have the pivot joints on the fist. So this is a twisty fist. That's all it does. And this hand can't move back and forth. But also they don't move here and they don't move here. So he's very, very limited. And he's just got a twist but no crunch. So
so that's not, for my favourite word I like to use is posability. That is not one that's...
This one is extremely limited for posability. Like, you can't do very much with this one. I have a Builder figure, but only part of a Builder figure. I have the top of Apocalypse.
Oh, right? Nice.
I'd love to have the other bits. Maybe I should look for them online. They're probably quite expensive.
There is one. So I've got the deluxe, the one from last year. I've got the deluxe Apocalypse up here on the shelf.
I see him, Oh, and you've frozen again.
Where I live in the UK. It was about a 45-minute drive away from me.
Right.
And he's got that Builder figure, that Apocalypse,
the one
in his shop.
The one
that you have. It's got the full figure. Got the full figure in his shop.
Yeah. I mean, I can't remember who that came with, but, I thought I didn't get the other bits. Reed Richards.
Oh, cool.
Bendy arms. Right.
That's old school. Yeah. Oh, bendy arms.
Bendy arms.
Bendy arms.
Bend. You can do whatever you want with those.
Even better.
Yeah. We've got Thing with movable toes and
that's
individual fingers, so you can flip people the bird. That one.
Yeah. See, I got that's the one from the Fantastic Four-Way from last year, but I like that's a classic comic that you got there. That's
what I don't like about this, and I never understood why anyone would want this, is it has a button on the back so he can like, why do people want that in a figure, right? No one wants that in a figure.
Have one of those big star pow with crunchy spin figure.
Maybe I mean, see, this is me being stupid because not knowing it back then that these would be so collectible, I guess.
Yeah.
I just got them and like, hey, boxes, put them on the shelf, And, I have an old Psylocke here. She's pretty cool. She's got a bit of blue tack in her hair. So I've got to get all this cleaned up.
Yeah, I've got trying to find. I've got exactly the same one somewhere in my, oh God, I'll fall through my little box of tricks somewhere there. Yeah, I got the same one. Didn't have a sword with her, but I had a spare sword from an old G.I. Joe figure as well. So I put
this one doesn't come with a sword because her hands are open. But she came with the pink, effect.
I got mine loose from a collector's shop. It was the same thing. It was just put in a little plastic bag, and they were like £5 for the bunch. So I got an old Iron Fist, which is the same Toy Biz with the toes, weird toes that move up. Yeah, which are funny. Do you find when you put them next to some of the newer ones, they're not obviously completely compatible, but they're really cool to have some of these.
They do look different. We've got She-Hulk.
Is that's the Comic Con exclusive one, I think, isn't it, from a few years ago?
Don't tell me that because she's out of her box. So I think that she was also in the Entertainer or maybe Toys R Us or somewhere like that. Got that one.
They had a gold mine on their hands.
Oh, they did. Check this Shocker out, right? This has a wind up on the back. I don't know if it still works. It does, and he vibrates.
That's amazing.
And you can put things. He's got some little bolts that you can put in here, and they fire out of his arms.
Oh man,
so but his arms don't bend. There's no joint to bend on there. His legs are great.
Which is what you want, because you want the Shocker arm up to do the old.
Well, he can be like that. That's about it for him.
That's a cool figure.
I have Storm, this version of Storm. This is
nice.
This is actually not a great figure. I don't like this figure because of how it was made. It's very, very top heavy, and she's got high heels, so you cannot stand this figure up.
I've got the same here, but she's in the black costume. Here it is. So I've got exactly the same type. She's in the black costume version. Is that all you got there?
Does she have heels?
She has heels,
okay.
And she absolutely cannot stand. I've actually got she came with like a weather cloud. So I actually pop her into it, so she looks like she's coming out from a cloud. But without that base, it's absolutely
and that's why I don't like that figure, because otherwise it would be pretty cool. And also her legs. Well, that one doesn't really. They're just, I don't know. They feel really feeble, like they're going to break.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. You say that, you're spot on, because I've got the Captain Marvel movie version here, and I've got the female Thor, Jane Foster Thor, and I've got the old school Mockingbird, because I'm building a bit of a West Coast Avengers team, and they're all the same. I don't know with the female ones, because it's a smaller feet. They are a nightmare to try and stand up. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's weird because I've got Silk, the new Silk here, and she's
that's good.
Yeah, no problem. I actually bought her because I want to get a couple of other figures, pull them apart, and use her other head to make a female Red Ninjas to go with my Joes.
Oh, good. Oh, nice. Good.
And here we've got.
So you're way more creative than me. Oh, Human Torch, brilliant.
Again, movable legs, but not movable arms. Really weird thing that they used to do with these. I don't get.
So he can only fly and shoot in like a John Byrne style, just straight arm.
Yeah, he's got movable toes, but the arms are. He's just stuck like that. So I think
that's a hell of a haul, though.
Yeah,
that's an absolute hell of a haul.
And then I've got a couple of things like I've got a Superman, and I've got a Batman in there, and a couple of other bits like that. These all you still have seen this. This is pretty cool. It's Tobey Maguire's Spiderman, and you can.
It's an actual mask.
Yeah, his mask. I'm going to rip it now. His mask comes off.
Yeah, don't do that.
This I think is an old Burger King toy.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, and let's try and get it off. I can't get it all the way off, but you can see his face underneath.
Oh wow, that's like
it's lost a bit of stretchiness.
Oh man, that is cool. That's a hell of a haul there with figures, though.
Yeah, and these, I mean, as I say, I walked into one of these as well. Sorry, he was there too.
Oh, that is so old school.
Yeah, that came with. I want to say it came with Reed Richards.
I probably would have done. That is very old. That's an old retro. Space Phantom, isn't it? Yeah, that's very random.
Yeah.
Very random.
Yeah, so I walked into the shop that day, and there was this bucket, and I just went, buy. And actually, I mean, I think it was one of those things where it was, because this is how this always works out. It was just before payday. So I was already skinned, right? And I'm pretty sure there's a whole bunch of other stuff in there as well that if I had been paid, I would have just gone, I'll have them all.
How much would it be?
I'll tell you what, I'll have them all, to everything. But funnily enough, a couple of those, now I couldn't tell you which ones, a few days after that, I had walked into Toys R Us, and a few of the other ones were like £4 in there, and that's where I got some of the other ones. So
I mean, that is so unusual for that, like a high street toy store. For anyone who's not in the UK, wouldn't know, we don't have these sort of endless great big mall where just there's a comic shop, which is just a huge comic shop. We just figure after figure. We have to go to a convention, or we have to get them online from a store. We just don't have that, and that's amazing to get that many. I mean, I've picked quite a few ones that surprised me up at smaller local sort of community comic con, in like your village hall or that sort of thing, where they've been like a job lot, they've just been in the bucket. Again, the some that I was amazed to get was I got the old school The Beetle.
Oh, wicked.
Which is, I mean, it's just one of my favourite characters. It was mainly about just randomly bright colours, because if you were going to be a criminal, you would go for a green and pinky purple costume.
That's what I go for. Totally.
Yeah. So, and it goes with my old
I go
Spiderman
with Kang Stylex boots.
Dominatrix Kang.
Yeah. What's that all about? When did he think that was a good idea?
And maybe the 31st century, everyone's walking around in thigh-high boots, and it's just the normal, and he thinks we're the odd ones. But yeah, that's kind of the place, because you either, I mean, with a lot of the ones I've collected, I've either wanted to do I wanted to do a particular feature on my YouTube show. So I thought, I wonder if I can pick. So I did a thing with when a couple of Alpha Flight figures, Sasquatch and Guardian, were introduced into the Contest of Champions, the online game. I just randomly thought, they'd be quite good figures to get up. Now I knew I might struggle because they're quite rare, but I found a Guardian box at £12 and a complete Sasquatch builder figure was $9.95 on eBay.
Wow.
And so awesome. And it was amazing, and fair play to the collector. It was brilliantly packaged and it's in absolutely perfect condition. So you get a bargain like that every now and again. Something like the Galactus builder figure was, I mean, that's sort of 10, 12 years old, and that was not $9.95. You can add another couple of zeros to the end of that one. But it was the sort of thing I thought, and that came during lockdown when I wasn't doing much, no one was going out, you weren't spending much money. So I really sort of boosted up my collection significantly during lockdown when there's nothing else. Yeah, it's not like you can't go for a meal anymore, and 40 quid on a meal and a bottle of wine. So
toy sales have gone up. Toy sales have gone up during lockdown. I mean, I on LinkedIn I follow Hasbro and Mattel, and Mattel have recently said that during lockdown toy sales have gone up, and all I can put it down to is that we're sitting there, it's like, man, I really want something new.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah. My go-to site used to be I'll scroll through Twitter, but now I'll look for Star Action. Yeah. Or I'll go to, and I mean, I did get a few from Big Bad Toy Store in US, which is great, and they are the first to hit the pre-orders. I get their notifications straight away. But I've stopped buying a few of those ones because, one, they're not as quick to ship over here, which I understand in these times, and the customs charge range from. You think it's a 5 and suddenly it's 14. It's only I've had a couple where the custom charge was more than the figure.
Yeah, and I mean it's weird like this, the ordering from the States for us, because I mean, so in the US, their Amazon did a GI Joe exclusive Arctic Storm Shadow, right? Now it's not a great figure, but I was like, I want it, right? And I ordered it the moment it was announced. And I got it at the beginning of August last year, which was when it was due to ship. I saw for months people in America going, "Oh man, my order got cancelled. I can't get it." And I'm like,
Oh wow!
Really, like mine I just ordered it and it came straight away, which surprised me. Right,
Yeah.
Being an international customer, that I would get it. I thought that if anyone was going to lose their order, it'd be me.
You think be you? That's right. Yeah.
So this is why I'm hoping that doesn't happen with Deadpool.
Yeah, I mean, I say we because we were both on that. You alerted me to the fact that they'd cancelled the British order, and I remember you sending me a message saying, "Oh look, here's a screen that got my order cancelled," and I hadn't had it, and then I logged in, and it was obviously like they were stalking me because I was like, "Well, let me check," and I was like, oh, "Yeah, shit, I've had the same. It's come through," but yeah, so we both now gone for the US one, which. Every day I see an email with Amazon on the title, I just like, don't. So I don't know. I'm planning for the worst, but hoping for the best.
With this one, I decided that the best thing I can do is just forget about it. And then one day the postman will come to the door and be like, "Oh, I'm not expecting anything," and there'll be a Deadpool inside.
Yeah, that would be a very Deadpool thing to happen. It would just arrive. Yeah.
Did you by any chance buy that Deadpool head, the talking head?
No,
I really want it. I don't know why. I want it though. Like,
it's a sort of really quirky thing, like
to have
for
it
my
on the shelf.
Have on the shelf for backdrop and stuff. Absolutely. Yeah. I did look at it. I've got the Black Panther mask for helmet, which works with a light up vibranium effect on it. I've got that because back in the day before lockdown, when I could fit in it, I had a bit about Black Panther cosplay, but I'm definitely not putting that cat suit is not going on at the moment because no one needs to see that, believe me.
Speaking
and
of
I've got the
Sorry, go on. Continue. No, go on.
I've got the Iron Man, the Iron Man mask from a couple of years ago.
Okay.
As well, the Marvel Legends one, the rocking mask.
Good.
But awesome, really good. And I wanted to get the Ant-Man one as well, which is come back up on a couple of sites. So I'm looking at that at the moment, thinking I might have to get that one as well. But that's no. I
don't have any of those, but. That head, I don't know, just having it start talking to you, I think it'd be quite funny. Speaking of Black Panther, man, I maybe about 2 months ago, I was in Asda, so Walmart, and they had the Marvel Legends Black Panther with the Chadwick Boseman head on the shelf.
Oh, okay.
For £14, and I went and I put it to the back. And I went, "I'll come and get that." And I never got it. I went back and everything was gone. I was like, I should have bought it. Because that one's hard to get, right? And this was after he died. So I already knew that I should pick it up. And I was like, I've had a few figures delivered recently. My wife will probably kill me if I buy that now. And then so when we were in there, I went, "Oh, no, it's gone." She goes, "You should have just bought it."
Oh, no, thanks, love. Cheers. Yeah, you'd be helpful after a crisis. Thanks for that.
So recently, so with the new figures and that, and now they've got the pinless joint ones, so like Hawkeye, the new old man Hawkeye, it looked great.
Yeah, really good.
We were talking a little bit about some of the posability just on the chat, and one of the things that I don't get, and I don't understand why, when you, as we were talking about the retro Spider-Man, when you get to a point where you're making your characters really posable, and I guess it has to be down to cost, but why would you not always make them really posable, right? So one of the figures that came out recently is Hand Ninja.
Yep, absolutely. Got one here somewhere. Yep, there you go. Yep, snap. Yep,
so here's
absolutely.
There's Hand Ninja. Got 3.
Nice. Hand Ninja, meet Hand Ninja. Yeah.
So I don't think it's a very good figure from posability. It looks great, but posability-wise, I don't think it's very good. Then I've got these ones. I've actually got 3 of these as well, but one's in loft. These are the G.I. Joe.
That's your Joe ones, yeah.
These are the Arashikage ninjas, right? Now,
because you mentioned that to me, yeah.
Yeah, so this is not the best Joe figure for me to use because he's got, all this gear on. But if you look at comics, right, look at any time the Hand have appeared in a comic and they're fighting somebody, it's a ninja, right? So ninjas, you think they're like, climbing things and jumping off stuff and all that. They're not great.
No.
Posability.
No, you were spot on about the detail on them. Is that the actual the tunic and the style on the legs and the boots and the gauntlets is great, but because I shouted out your you had your Shang-Chi one, you had your fight with Shang-Chi. Now the poses you had, figure. Amazing,
that's
and the
a
poses.
Great figure.
Oh, look at that! But the poses you had those ninjas in, you will never get this bad boy in those poses. You'll never get this hand ninja in those poses.
Look how high their legs can bend. You know, they can get that double all the way in. You know, these, like, their crunch is good. The crunch on these is non-existent.
Yeah, because you got the tunic comes down too far to do the legs as well.
I personally would not have had this bottom part. I would have just had it as a tucked-in tunic.
Yeah.
But even the ab crunch, because the ab crunch here compared to the design of that one, you can actually see it is cut in.
Oh, right? It is cut in there.
Whereas these ones are not at all. So you barely get a crunch on this. You know, their twist is limited, and I'm just like, this figure was released before this figure. Hasbro make both, right?
That's right.
Why would you not make your ninjas equally as good?
Yeah.
Because I actually got these to go with my Joes. These are my extra rush Chicago ninjas. That's why I bought them. And I was just like, you know, these are the ones when they're working for Cobra, and these are the ones when they're in their dojo. And because, you know, my headcanon works like that, and I always...
Your headcanon is valid. I accept your headcanon.
I play 100%. With my toys. I get them, I pose them, and I'm like, okay, this is, you know, this is going on.
Yeah.
That's what toys are for, right?
Yes.
And I don't get it. What are your thoughts on this? Like, why would this be a thing? I know they're probably different departments, different divisions, or whatever. You know, you got the G.I. Joe division, you got the Marvel Legends one, but as a company, surely you look at them. I mean, the Marvel Legends, the Joes, your Black Series, and the Power Rangers, they're all roughly the same figure, right?
I think they're within 5-10% of all the same in terms of the molds, the cast, like you say, joint pins, hands, neck joints, swapping heads over. They are within 5-10% of each brand, definitely.
Because you're getting the ankle rockers on them all now, and you know that kind of stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, to get all sort of moral for a bit, I do have issues with the Marvel Legends packaging, and I do liken it to some of these figures as well. In terms of the production and the efficiency of these, I think the Marvel Legends boxes should be smaller. I think the packaging should be, well, we talked about, less complicated, but I am not a fan at all of the plastic holder inside, because it's just a complete waste. You can't use it for anything. It's not good enough material to, you know, it's not like the plastic on the front, which you can use for like glasses and that sort of thing. Now it's not durable for anything like that.
And when your kid's sleeping and you're trying to open a new toy that's popping away, you're like,
It feels like I'm having a party downstairs, and I'm trying to cut. I try and cut into like three a hand.
I don't want you to know that I've just bought this new toy.
No, that's exactly it. And I'm clearly going to filter this out. So this will my wife doesn't watch what I do on YouTube anyway.
Mine neither.
It's not an issue. So we can talk about this stuff. Exactly at 11:30 at night, when I'm trying to expertly cut out, particularly the Marvel Legends figures that have a cape, because they drop
it goes through the back like Thor.
Behind the back, absolutely. So I'm like, why would you put another level in for me to try and cut out here as well? But I'm not a big fan of the volume of the packaging anyway, and certainly from the collectability point of view, I cut it up anyway. I keep the whole back, and I keep the artwork on the side.
Right.
So I'm not a big fan of that anyway. You know, a flat cardboard like the Doom we've talked about is perfect for that. But equally with the figures, surely from an efficiency point of view, you know, I don't work for Hasbro. They're not paying me anything. I wish they were, and I'm certainly not getting any money.
My dream job is to work in one of these productions.
Could you imagine? I don't think I'd get a lot of work done. I just spend all day going, look at this cool thing.
Well, I'd like to be on the product team that decides what character's coming next and what it's going to look like and that kind of stuff. You know, that'd be amazing. I would love those. I would love to be a fly on the wall for those conversations. Well, I wouldn't be fly on the wall. I'd love to be involved in. I want to be in that conversation. So I can go, no, absolutely. This doesn't work. I want to use this one panel from 1984, this one character. But you're right. I don't understand why things like the torso pieces with the crunch, particularly on the characters. I mean, I think you can get away with a lot on characters that wear bulkier
costume, the ones that I was always like with the original old Action Forces, we used to get G.I. Joe figures in the past, you know, with the pin joints and everything. The same with the Spiderman, that type of thing. Where the costume is a sleek, it's, you know, it's a spandex type costume. I think you've got to be really clever on the detail of like the crunch points and the neck points and the arm joints, because it is by definition it's meant to be a sleek sort of one piece suit. But where the figures have evolved to now, I don't understand why they don't take the best design, because at some point someone goes, that ninja chest piece is awesome. So you're right. I don't understand why someone's not going, use that on every type of figure that is about agility and action. You're never going to use it on Hulk, because you're absolutely not, you know, the Hulk is always twisting from the waist, that type of figure. You're not getting a Hulk figure to do that type of action. You have a smaller
crunch on him. You don't necessarily need the big crunch.
No,
although sometimes with those you might want to get them in a, you know, is it in Infinity War, where the Sorcerer Supreme, no, it's not the ancient one.
The ancient one,
hits him and he goes flying out. So you might want some kind of crunch where you could get him into that pose.
Yeah,
but
true.
It doesn't need to be, you know, as crunchy as that.
No, and you, I guess you do what would be good is, I mean, like I've got the Colossus diorama which came there, like the brick wall, you know, smashed up. That would be great to have the Hulk stood behind it, so he's bending down to, you know, so he's going to flip it. So yeah, for that type of thing, you do want that low, because you know the Hulk character in the comic does have a low center of gravity. I've completely took myself into the Hulk having a crunch point now. So I forget everything I just said about the Hulk. He should have a crunch point, and this is why we should be working with Hasbro. We just workshop this out. Future Hulk figures.
That's it. But see, one of the other things that's annoying me at the moment, and I think with the G.I. Joe Lady J, she's on the new ones that's coming out, and she's got the new pinless kind of joints.
Okay, yeah.
I think she has a double hinged elbow. Why don't females have arms that go past 90 degrees? What is that all about? Because
I know
my Baroness, she's got 2 pistols and she has to have them, like if I have them up, they have to be like that. She can't ever like have them in a, it's so,
that's how they,
it limits posability. And it's like, come on man, like women's arms bend too.
They do,
you know,
and equal rights for women's arms. Yeah.
Well, that's it, man. I'm going to start a new hashtag. But
do it.
You know what I mean? It's like you can.
Imagine women's arms. Hashtag women's arms bend too.
I think it should be a thing.
See how long you get that trending for. I'll follow. I'll tweet along.
Excellent. But do you know what I mean? Like this is something. Cause I'm looking at it from the point of view of an unboxer, someone that likes to pose their figures. And as I've said, I'm getting into dioramas, so I want to start having nice little settings with figures on them. And sometimes little things like that, it's the little details that make things better.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, absolutely.
And those are the little things that it's like, you know, you can't have your figure, you know, I think there's a Grand Moff Tarkin Black Series figure. I don't have it in front of me, but I'm pretty sure it's a single hinge joint. And so you can't quite have him like that. It's like,
and that's all you want him to do, isn't it?
But
that's
it's
all
kind
he
of
does.
out here, and I don't want it out here. I want it actually, you know.
No. I mean, to take that point, so I've got the and I am going to go to the entertainer and get the well, I've got the Thor that you've got, the 80th anniversary one, but I haven't.
I've got his head. You haven't unboxed him? Right, I'm going to stand up for a second here. I am wearing trousers. All right, here's Thor.
See, I am going to get a second one to unbox him. Okay, yeah.
So this is a nice figure. I mean, you know, his arms got nice double hinged, got decent double hinged legs. You know, you can do all that.
That's good.
The head can't move because of his hair.
No.
Not even. I mean, it is a softer rubber, but it's actually quite hard. So you just can't turn his head. Now I don't know how you would get around that on a figure like this. But, you know, these are the kind of things that I'd like a bit more thought put into, because even, I mean, the front bit's also quite, you know, it is.
That is a major problem with a hair like that. Because you either go real hair, which you don't want it, or you have to have it of such a substance that it can't. I mean that's equally worse. This is the Diamond Select one, which is a great figure, and I've had this for a few years. But his arms can only do that or that.
Yeah.
That's it. So there's no, I can't do hammer throws with it or anything along those lines. So it looks tremendous, and the detail, across the abs, down the legs, and the boots is amazing. But the posability of this is terrible. Now, so I've got the one you got, but I haven't unboxed it. It is still available on the Entertainer site, so I am going to order it. There's no way I've got to get it, and I will unbox that one. But I didn't know that about the head. That's interesting, because you can get away with that on a character that doesn't have the high cape. I would guess, because you can move the whole thing, but that's impossible to do.
It makes it very hard to get him into a good pose, because if you wanted to have him, you want him to do something like that, for example, I can't turn his head, so I can't. Yeah, I can't. No, have him looking that way.
Yeah, you want because he's not like flinging the hammer. I'm going to look over here.
Yeah,
I'm going to give him the eyes. I'm going to look at this side, but I'm going to fling the hammer that way.
It's a shame, because it's a beautiful figure, and these are the things that bug me with these. I'm like, come on, man, you've got to come up with a way. There's got to be a way. Now, I did actually post something, because the G.I. Joe Baroness figure is the same. Her hair's a bit softer than this, so you can turn it, but it really does impact a lot of the movement. So I put this on a group, which is a group I found out later, which everyone is just shit to everyone all the time. Right? And I just asked the question, and my question was, how do you think they could get around this? Like, what would you do? And I said, would you have one with rooted hair? Like a female character with, like, at the time I didn't realize that it was called rooted hair, so I was like, with like doll hair. Now, funnily enough, for my daughter, I bought her one of these they're called Cave Club. They're these little girl figures, and they have the rooted hair. And they're actually pretty decent quality. The hair on it hangs nicely. It doesn't seem to be getting like falling out or anything like that.
Falling out. Okay, that's the key with it. Yeah.
Well, I would assume that over time things improve, right? So I'd expect that a company like, say, Hasbro or someone would want to try and make the best version they can, and they would try and do we've just said about it. But like they'll try, if they're going to have hair, they don't want their characters to go bald.
Yeah.
And I was like, would rooted hair work well maybe on a female character, so that she can get the full look up and look, because you want the posability. Man, I got so much shit from people just for asking that question.
Why?
Just because I suggested something, I just got people slagging me off and giving me all kinds of crap. And I think it's how dare you suggest something like that? I would never buy that. No. And it's like, well, I'm trying to think of what could you do? How could you make this better? What could you do to give the character posability? And I just got so much shit. I was like, I don't think I'm ever going to ask a question on here again.
It's unlike people on the internet to get stroppy about stuff, isn't it? When you ask a question,
weird.
That's the trouble. There's a lot of sites that I actively, or a lot of pages I actually don't follow. And I'm not a big commenter on things either. I'm occasionally, that's awesome or that's great or that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But that's
I'm the same, really.
Yeah, it's a hard one. But those forums are really difficult, because there are a number of questions I would always like to throw out about how have you found trying to pose X one. I've got a couple of figures which are utter ball ache to pose, and I very rarely will actually get them out or use them in a display. And also they are the sort of characters, like I've got that Daredevil you showed earlier.
Yeah.
But it's so old now, it's fallen to pieces.
Right.
So I can't put him in any pose. Yeah, other than a man who's passed out drunk on the pavement.
That's how I've got him at the moment. Look, I've got him lying like that on the table.
There you go. He is the when pubs reopen after COVID figure, isn't he? That's the version he is. He's a Friday at 3 minutes past 2 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Pubs are out in an hour. But yeah, it is difficult to, because I do like sharing, like we're doing now. This is, I do like having these conversations with other collectors. And I've got one of my friends collects he's got Star Wars Hot Toys, and he's just got his whole living room. He's just got thousands.
Have you seen that new Boba Fett from The Mandalorian? Oh my God. I want it so much.
He's got so many, and he's got them all displayed out. And same questions I ask him with stuff. Some are perfect for posing, and others he just has an absolute hell with trying to put up. But their conversation with friends to ask those wider questions, it's difficult on some sites. But like a lot of the sites I know you follow as well on Instagram, where they pose, marvelous action figures pose and 6-inch legends and all that sort of thing. They're just really positive sites, aren't they? People are just there to share the joy of someone spending a lot of time setting up those shots.
You see, and I don't get the shittiness, because the way I look at it is we all like the same thing. We enjoy this. Toys are fun. Toys are meant to be fun. You're meant to have fun with toys.
Yeah.
And I don't get why people have to be dicks, because it's like, man, I'm buying toys and you're buying toys, and we're talking about toys, and we're going to pose them, and they're going to look cool, and like people get really funny about the weirdest things, man.
I know. I very nearly never did. I just recently did because obviously start of the year. I just put out a couple of videos, my wish lists for figures, which shouldn't cause any controversy whatsoever.
Are your wish list.
They're my wish list, and as I made the point about 1,000,000 times during the video, these are just my favourites that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
What are yours? What would you like? Because, unfortunately, I don't have. Unfortunately, I don't have the type of people diving go.
Comments next time.
Yeah, you're going to start posting that. Yeah, I'm going to start monitoring comments. I don't know. Someone going, why would you want a Doctor Strange figure? There's 10 already. Because
I like Doctor Strange. Right?
Exactly. I did really back and forth about doing those, purely because they shouldn't cause any controversy whatsoever. But by nature, you look at some of the posts on the after Hasbro posted. Hasbro did the Fan Friday last week from where we are now. People are just demanding in capital letters, why no this figure? Why not? Come on,
entitled.
Yes, we all want that. It is entitlement. It's terrible really levels of entitlement. Yeah. And that takes some of the joy out of it, because you are spot on. You like figures. I like figures. I like not one of those figures when you're looking at, I'm going, oh my God, I hate you now. I can't believe you got so and so. I do from the point of view, just I wish I had that figure, but not from the point of view of I'm gonna now give you a lot of shit for it.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? Speaking of the fan first stuff, they on the villains set they had the hood, right? Now I really want that. I haven't ordered it. I really want it because not because I want the hood, right? When I talk about dioramas, one of the things that I really want are figures that could act as background characters. And if you look at his clothes without the hood and that,
take him
I'd
off.
like to pop the head off and put a different head on it. So on Star Action Figures at the moment on that sale, they've got some of the Power Rangers for like £8 or something, and they all come with their human head. And I'm like, like he could just be like Guy in the background, And I'm like, what other figures could I need one in the T-shirt? Like, what other figures could I get? And I'm always trying to look for ones like that I could just have as a guy just sitting in the background.
That's a really good shout. That's actually not a good figure. It is, in terms of just random person. The hood itself, I think, is quite disappointing. I like the hood as a character, but in the comics, but I'm not keen on that figure, to be honest. At the moment I've ordered 4 of that set. I know I'm going to end up
you want the build, don't you?
I want the Zemnu. I want the Builder figure. So I know I'm going to do it. I might as well just
you might as well
come to the dark side and do it. So
well, you want the Builder figure, you might as well just do it. But the thing is, I'm sort of banking on a lot of people A, don't necessarily do the Builder figure, and B, don't think that's a great figure. so I'm like, it'll just sit there for a while and I'll get it later.
Yeah.
It's like, I want the J. Jonah. I haven't bought that yet. I want that J. Jonah Jameson just because.
Yeah.
I don't know. It feels like I should have him. And
you're right.
I haven't got the Stan Lee. I want the Stan Lee. I never bought it yet though.
I've got the Stan Lee. I haven't
keep that box.
I've kept that box.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely right. So I got that 80. I've still got box. Got the Cap, Thor, the Iron Man, and the Stan Lee, and they're all totally. But I'm not unboxing those at all.
I want that Captain America. I think that's the Captain America I want.
It's so good. I look at it every time.
The Iron Man I haven't seen. I haven't seen that Iron Man.
Yeah, so it's the old school. It's that early 70s, red and gold armor, but it's like the very sort of comic-y. I didn't bring it actually.
Is it similar to the one that's just been announced?
It's the same as the AI one. Yeah, it's very similar to the AI one. Yeah, it's just been announced. Tony Stark AI. It's basically the same suit. That AI one comes from the Invincible Iron Man run about 2 years ago. Dan Slott one on Iron Man, and it's basically that retro armor. It's that type of armor. So you'll get that anyway in that version.
Should that tell me then that there should be another Captain America coming soon? Then that's going to kind of.
I hope so. The only reason I'm not convinced we'll get another Cap one is we've got Captain America, we've got the Falcon and Winter Soldier series coming on Disney Plus soon, and I would expect the next wave of live action figures to focus. So I've got the Sam Wilson Captain America from the comics, which I've had for years, and I've got somewhere I saw him just now. I've got the US Agent figure. I just saw the shield as I root around in my box of tricks. That's annoying. You're looking at something about 2 minutes ago. I can't find that one now. So it's there somewhere. So I've got that US Agent one. So I think the next wave we're likely to get is a Falcon and Winter Soldier.
We did get a Wanda and a Vision, though.
No, it's true. We haven't had that yet. That's a very good point. Now that might be part of the 6, though. If you take Falcon, Winter Soldier, Baron Zemo, US Agent, and then throw in Wanda and Vision, that might be 6. That might be a 6.
Yeah.
Potentially. So I
that
think,
sounds like a set. I'd kind of want them all.
Yeah, but what I do think is coming, and I do think you may have some hope on this, based on we've got this Iron Man, this AI version of this costume a couple of years ago. The current Captain America comics run, which is Ta-Nehisi Coates doing it, which is brilliant. He's back wearing that very classic that suit.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if maybe not within the next few months, maybe towards the end of the year, we do get that version.
Well, that's good because he's my favourite Avenger, and I don't have a Captain America. So my favourite one, I don't have.
You don't have? Weird. Yeah, I've got about half a dozen Captain Americas. I've got the Diamond Select around about the Winter Soldier version in the stealth suit, which is, I knock everything over, canny subtly. There you go. So I've got the So I've got the stealth suit version of that one. I've got the Endgame suit, which is the one when you went back in. They went back to the original Battle of New York. That's it. And I've got one from the Secret War comic, which was a Nick Fury secret mission from a few years ago, like a stealth suit version as well, which is quite cool. But yeah, and I've got that 80th anniversary one, but it's never coming out of the box.
I just want like the bright blue one, an older style looking one that's
it's the definitive one.
A little bit more like that one.
Exactly that. It's a definitive one.
That's a money box.
I wouldn't be. Oh, is it? Oh, cool.
Yeah, but this used to be on my desk. I went on holiday, and the guy that was managing, looking after my office, I came back and found everything knocked over, and he'd broken the arm, he'd smashed it. And he was like, no, it's just like that when I got here. And I'm like, right now.
Yeah, right. Fortunately, it's the shield arm, so you can hide it.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying though. And
that is annoying.
One of the wings was broken off.
I
know.
But I wouldn't be surprised if there is. I don't know that massive amount of hope, but if they are picking up that sort of era of the last couple of comic books, I wouldn't be surprised if we see some at some point. But that is the definitive Captain America suit, with the boots with the big red fold over the.
That's it. I don't mind even a slightly more updated version of that, but I want those colours. Do you know what I mean? I want him to be in that colour. I don't know why. I just think it looks nice with the figures.
Yeah.
The whole.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
And especially if I have that Thor and then I've got like the red and yellow Iron Man, it'll just look right in that set,
That's the Trinity. That is the three to put together. Definitely.
That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, even like this Magneto, when I got him, this one here, he doesn't look how Magneto should, and they've just released that white one, and I'm like, I just want a red and purple one. I got the. There you go. So that's the diamond. That's the Diamond Select version. Yeah, and that's the colours I want for Magneto. To me, that's Magneto. Absolutely. I'm so pleased to get that one. And again, I can't find the Marvel Legends version that read for love nor money anymore. It's just not. I'll just go and find it on any site. And and if you do, it's not a ridiculous amount of money. But that I'm really pleased. Again, it's just too big to put with my set. I did a little video a while ago. It was a conversation we had actually. You inspired me to do it. I built a retro Secret Wars set. The original. The Mattel figures, the 8 original figures. I built the set. So I managed to collate
the 4 heroes and the 4 villains from that. So I got like like the old school, the classic Wolverine.
Yeah.
Costume
I
one.
just ordered him. Like that's the new one, right? Is that the new one?
No, that's one from about 7-8 years ago. That one. That's not the House of X version.
See, the only thing I don't like about the new one is that his angry face has a beard, and I kind of want him to not have the beard.
So that one I managed to pick up. That one I picked up. Actually, I picked that up from a collector on eBay for £10.
Oh, not bad.
Yeah, came loose, but in perfect condition, really well looked after. And that's the thing, I mean, I've got some really surprising bargains on eBay for people that I think they're like us. They're just genuine collectors, and they want to just share the joy. And if it goes to a good home, then it goes to a good home.
Makes you happy, yeah.
It makes you happy. They're not. They pack it really well, and a lot of them I get a note in them saying, enjoy the figure, and some of the older one, that sort of thing. And there is a lot of love in the community for that sort of thing. People do respect on that, but like I say, it's when you get into the ones that are blatantly putting in. I look on some sites. There was, I got the Watcher here, which is one of my favourite, is the Diamond Select figure. That's
a really cool
figure. I was so pleased with that. That was some people were selling that for like 160, 170 pounds, and I got that one for 75.
Right.
And I messaged with the guy and I was like, just checking it's the same one. So yeah, absolutely. He said not looking to make ridiculous amount of money on it. He said, I've seen some on this site that are crazy, beautifully packaged, send it on. I think it's a fair price. I'd probably pay more, but I think it's a fair price. But it's finding the right collector really. But I think fortunately, there's still enough people out there like us that are selling these things that aren't doing it. They've either come to the end of them wanting those figures, and they're passing them on to people that are still looking at having them. So it's generally it's a great. It is it is about joy. As I said, it is about fun, the excitement of first getting the figure, and I still get it now.
Child every time. Right, it's like Christmas, and when you have your pre-orders in, and then they turn up and new toy, awesome, excited.
Because it's all we get these days. I remember being a kid. Do you remember the BT's toy shops? These were toy shops called BT's.
Yeah. BT's,
the front was all yellow of the shop.
That's right.
And it was in the age when ago, and then it was all the Star Wars figures. The first wave of the Star Wars was 63 figures, I think. The only one I could never get was Klaatu. It was the only one.
Really?
I couldn't get for a lot of money.
I could never get Greedo. I never ever got Greedo.
Did you get him? Did you ever get him?
No, everyone had him.
Oh no!
Everyone had him except me. But then when the Black Series came out in the first wave, Greedo was in there, and I was like, buying it because I want Greedo. But he was in his movie outfit. Now Black Series are now doing one which is very similar to the old Kenner, because they've done a Kenner range. But what they've done is they've used the same mold of figure and just coloured it like the Kenner one. And I was like, oh yeah, okay, I'm going to order that when it becomes available. And then I was like, hold on a minute, the original one had boots. Like this one hasn't got boots. And I'm like, so you're not actually giving me a rendition of that.
Life for life,
repainted it, whatever. But I still,
I'm
like, buy it.
Of course you are. It's with Greedo, isn't it? Of course you are. But that's the thing. This is our excitement now. The getting the pre-order and arriving for the post is our equivalent now of having what used to be back in the day, those big toy shops. It was just like Star Wars back in the day. It was a wall-to-wall Star Wars.
God, wasn't it amazing? You just walked in.
G.I. Joe
and Action Force was the same.
G.I. were the same, absolutely. Yeah. They were that. And this is why I think I'm maybe more obsessive now with the Marvel stuff, because obviously, I'm 40 odd years reading comics, and I podcast about it, and I talk about it endlessly, Marvel stuff. But we never had access. These figures just weren't around.
The Secret Wars ones were the closest thing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So to collect these now, it's that equivalent of being able to walk into that toy shop and just see everything like that. And it's only really the big comic cons we get in the UK now where you get anything like that, where there will be a trader that has got wall-to-wall Marvel Legends. Yeah. But again, we ain't had one of those for 2 years now, and I don't know when the next one will be.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, look, going back to the sequels, what was the deal with Dr. Doom's unitard that he was wearing in there?
Well, it was random, because when looking at it now, in this world of everything being about avoiding spoilers, that figure was from the very last issue of the comic. It was a total spoiler, but
because he had all the robotic parts on him, didn't he? On the chest, right?
On him. Absolutely. He was wearing the suit when he stole the Beyonder's power.
Yeah.
And as a 12-year-old kid, that meant nothing to me. That was just he's not got a cape on.
Did you have his castle?
Yes, at the castle.
I had it too, with the turret on top of the doors.
It's great, Castle Doom, but again, that was all we had for Marvel back in the day. We just never had anything. You know, and I used to collect Transformers and Action Force, which then became G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
And there was I had a few DC ones, but they were quite few and far between. So back in the early '80s as well, they were sort of few and far between again. And yes, so Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Transformers, excuse me, were the ones I used to collect. So now I'll make no apologies for it. I'm definitely reliving the inner the inner child in me, because there's I very much come from two different angles with figures. There's the nostalgia of a character like the Silver Centurion Iron Man. It's not the best figure in the world, but it's from when I was 14 and buying every comic, and Iron Man had big red shoulder pads and a silver suit all of a sudden. He wasn't in gold anymore. And it's that level of collecting, but then it's down to like the detail in This Is the End Game Iron Patriot. He wore like literally just at the end of the movie in the final battle. The difference in that style of suit on the armor, this is you can see the circuits, you can see the plates in between everything. It's exactly great rendition of that movie version, but the live action versions have to be functional. They have to be practical. So I think I collect very much on two levels: the nostalgia for ones that were never available to me as a kid and are now, and oh god, that is a cool figure.
Oh yeah,
on those two extremes.
When I see there's a figure coming out, or I see a figure online, and I'm like, oh man, I want that. What happens to me is I can't stop thinking about it. All I do is I obsess and I think about it constantly, and I'm like, I have to buy it. It's like I'm like a drug addict. I'm like, I have to do it. And I'm like, no, you mustn't. I'm like, no, I have to.
Yeah.
And there's like this devil and angel fighting, and I'm like, it's only 20 quid. Like, it'll be fine.
I know.
And I look at it, and I'm kind of like, look at that. Oh. And I'm just like, I've got one in my hand. I'm like, look, I'm just like, so I can't stop thinking about it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I like to know that there are other people like me out there, because I always feel like I'm a weirdo.
No. There may be other reasons, and I know I fit very much in that category, being a weirdo for loads of other reasons. But no, I'm exactly the same. I couldn't wait for the Fan Friday. I mean, I count down my week for two reasons on a Friday. One was for WandaVision, obviously new episode on Disney Plus. And the other one was knowing that the Friday just gone. It was the turn of Marvel Legends for Fan Friday, and I couldn't dismiss everything else in my life quick enough to get to that period. So no, you are not alone in that.
It's weird though, because the internet is a place that tricks you. Because if I'm on the internet, there are many like me out there, but in day-to-day life, there are not. So whenever I meet people, and I'm like, oh yeah, no, I collect action figures. They're like, really? Why? And I'm like, what?
They're cool.
What's wrong with you people? Like, where are these people? Where do they live? Because none of them are near me. Like, I don't ever see them. Like, they don't exist in day-to-day real life. But online, they're there.
Put them online, they're there.
Right?
I know. Yeah.
So
but that you're absolutely right on that. It is something. It absolutely brings total joy, and even if I get some of the figures, I think, oh yeah, it's not as good as I maybe thought it would be, but it's still cool. It's still it's still nice to have that and seeing what's coming. And I'm exactly the same as you. I as much as I can't wait for the new release of figures, I look at it, go, well, this is going to be a bloody expensive day. I knew coming out of Friday with fanfares, I knew I was going to be, but the end, it was going to cost me £100 just to look at it on a screen, because I knew what I was ordering. But equally, I look at it and think, I could go to the pub and buy a bottle of wine. It's 15 quid anyway.
Yeah. Well, I do buy bottles of wine. So that's the problem there. But sometimes when they're announcing figures, in my head, I'm like, I hope there's nothing I want. I hope there's nothing I want coming out.
So,
because I need to not spend. And so I've just got a new job, but recently I was out of work, and And one of my biggest concerns was that if I looked on my Star Action figure, I had pre-order. It's like,
how am I going to pay for
like
that?
a big long list. And I'm like, oh God, I haven't paid for these yet. I can't cancel them. And they're going to come out.
Yeah.
You know, and I did actually have a couple of my pre-orders turn up, you know, after finished work. And I was just like, and then because I do that thing where I haven't put them all in one box, it'd be like, box turns up, box turns up, box. And like, I was like,
constant stream.
I haven't just ordered these.
Yeah.
That's who I did just order. And another couple of these.
I did, yeah. I do the same. I go, oh, this was on sale. I ordered this. Oh, this months ago. I forgot all about this. Is that turned up now? Is that? Oh my God, I forgot all about that. Oh, this was like £8. This was like 3 for the price of 1, but they're all arriving separately. Or literally anything. I'll tell you what, if this gets out, this part, no one ever watches this one, I am totally screwed. But,
don't worry, me too.
But mate, I pay the mortgage. We got food on the table. The kids have got clothes.
Right.
So, and I could be going out. I'd be going out getting absolutely rat-assed in a pub 3 nights a week and coming home and being all Larry. So this brings joy. And at some point, my kids will get old enough where I will maybe let them look at these. Maybe let them have these figures.
I actually, funnily enough, I do think of it in that way because sometimes my wife will say to me, so like, you know, one day what's going to happen to these? And she has no problem with collecting, don't get me wrong, but like say that retro Spiderman and stuff like that, ones that I have an idea they might go up in value, I keep them that way because I'm like, A, they'll look nice on a shelf, but secondly, if I always go, one day, let's say my daughter's older and she wants to buy a house and she's short of some money, not that these are going to make her millions, but you could maybe sell a few of them and it will build up some money. And then with the other ones, it's the same thing. Even unboxed ones, sometimes we see unboxed figures that, you know, are going up in price because they've become rare. I've got a Cara Dune who's still in her box.
Oh, you can name your price for that. Yeah, you can name your price.
That one.
You might as well just print money and call it cha-ching. You can
well, at the moment, that might change. It might suddenly go down in value because a lot of them are selling. Right?
Yeah. But no, I'm completely with you on that. All the ones I've kept boxed are completely for the fact that, one, I know they'll be valuable at some point, and it's not about me making money off them at all. It will be exactly that for my kids. It won't pay for their house, but it will take the pressure off other things to allow them to save for stuff. And hopefully, they
even
never
if you
get in a
make
situation.
a couple of grand, that's a couple of grand that you didn't have that can, go
absolutely.
towards it.
And like I say, I know full well now, looking at what is on there, no one's selling that Galactus builder figure at the moment. I have no intention of selling it. That stays for as long as I'm still getting joy and happy out of all these, and I'll never personally sell it. That'll be for my kids to determine what they want to do with it. But that is only going to go up in value. That's never going to drop down.
No.
Yeah, exactly. That because he's obviously got his antenna on the side of his helmet there. I've got that is in about 8 rolls of bubble wrap. That one figure. On its own. That goes in one stacker box on its own, so it doesn't roll on anything. It does. I wake up in the cold sweat in the night that I unbox it one day to put out to film a video, and the antenna's missing off the side of it.
Oh, that would be bad.
We are obsessive about it, but it's a healthy obsessive and it's a joyful obsessive. I think it is. It's we spent however long we spent now just talking about the love of having these figures, and it's about I love these figures reading them in the comics, or I love these figures seeing them in a movie, or it's just an amazingly cool, super fun costume. It's just bright colours or really smart, or even stuff nice. Like even things like I've got the it took me ages to hunt it down, the Blade figure. Now I hunted that one down. It wasn't cheap. I managed to get it in an auction on eBay, but that will fit in with any other number of types of range. I can do an urban street scene with that, with a Punisher, with ninjas, or I can put that in an Avengers scene or anything with that line. So and it's things like that which are totally different to like the bright, properly colourful comic book Colossus type thing. But that is the fun of that is the joy of this whole thing, is that the range is endless on that sort of thing. And I haven't got a figure I don't regret buying. They've all got different reasons why they're maybe not as good as another figure.
I'm the same. I've got some of these old ones that are not great, But
Daredevil.
but I love them all. I mean, I actually I'm not a big. I never thought that was. I was like, why does he need a gun? But you know, it's still cool. I still like it. The
costume's cool. It's a brilliant costume. It's really cool.
He's a bit. I think he's a little bit loose and a little bit gangly, and that's just the old build. Yeah. But yeah, it is still a cool figure, and you know, I don't regret having it. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, but equally, the older some of them get and the looser they get, the easier it makes them to pose on a lot of things as well. You can put get them in some positions.
You can fix the looseness.
That's true.
That's easily fixed. So.
Yeah, right, so, that's true.
So we've been going on now for about an hour and a half. So I'm going to suggest that we wrap it up here. But if you want to at some point, I'd be very happy to just talk about toys again. So
let me tell you right now, standing instruction, that will never be a problem. Maybe we'll get back and we'll compare notes on the next set of pre-orders when we get your X-Men ones coming in or the supervillain ones coming in, that sort of thing. Yeah, cool. Absolutely. Genuinely any time. This is the best work in the world. This is as close I'm going to get to having a design meeting at Hasbro talking about figures. So absolutely no problem.
Cool, let's do it, and hopefully by then I will have shelves with toys on behind me. So that'll be.
Can't wait to see it. Wait to see it. Good call.
Cool. All right, man. Well, look, thank you for joining me for this. It's been good fun.
Pleasure.
And, you know, we will do it again soon. And so until next time, see you later.
Adios.